Hey YouTube, BR55 here. Uh, I thought I would do a video, kind of walk you through how I install an operating system with a dual, actually this will be a triple boot configuration. Um, and also this is also going to be, I'm going to do a deeper dive into Ubuntu than what I previously did. Uh, Maybe kind of answer my critics a little bit, try to keep my biases out of it. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install it, and I'm doing it from a flash drive. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect. This is from the live DVD. This is the 64-bit edition. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to connect up to my Wi-Fi network. And we're connected. And I'm just going to go straight to the, sorry if I jerk this around too much. I'm going to go straight to the install Ubuntu option. And I'm passing the test. Yes, I've got 6.4 gigs available. Yes, I'm connected to the internet. I'll go ahead and download updates while installing. And it's telling me that Ubuntu uses third-party software to play Flash, MP3, other media, and work with some graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. Some of this is proprietary. Software is subject to license term and is included with its documentation. So, okay. A lot of people care about using proprietary software. I really don't. I like my computer to just work. So I'm going to go ahead and check that. And I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. So one thing that it does not warn you about here, and this is my biggest problem if you've watched the previous video, is that it doesn't warn you about the dash search function and how it uploads those search terms to Canonical. Personally, I think this is the screen where that should go. So if anyone at Canonical is watching this, please take a note. And the LED on the flash drive is still working, so we're doing something here. I'm not quite sure what it's doing. Okay. I'm expecting it to bring up the installer or the disk partitioner. We'll give it a few more seconds before we abort. Seems like this part went a lot faster. Okay, I hear the hard drive cranking. I think it's about to bring up the partitioner. Okay. These are your basic installation options. I'm going to do something else because I already had, and here's what I'm going to do. I already have Linux Mint installed on this system, and I've kept my old Windows XP partition around. I don't want to overwrite that. I have already prepared, I've got a blank partition that I'm going to install this to, and I'm going to share, and I have my home directory. It lives on its own separate partition as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this on the blank partition that I already have, and I'm going to connect my existing home partition. So to do that, I got to check something else. All right. SDB3, that's where Linux Mint lives. SDB2 is the blank partition. That's where I'm going to install the operating system. Oh, actually, that's wrong. SDB2 is actually where home/home is. ext3 is the blank partition. Yeah. So we're going to change ext3 or SDB6. We're going to use that as we're going to mount root there. We're going to go ahead and write the changes to the disk. And I told you SDB2, that's the shared home partition, so we're going to change that as that's home. And just to be safe, I'll go ahead and reformat where I'm going to put root. And for the bootloader installation, that's going to be SDB. I think the next screen it's going to bring up will be to pick my time zone. Yep. And I'm using a standard US English keyboard, so we'll leave that as default. And for the computer's name, I'm going to change this to mount what it's named, to call it what it's named on the Linux Mint partition. This is one reason why I recommend using a installing this from a USB as opposed to a DVD, it just goes so much quicker. Especially this part with the copying files. And really, that's pretty much just it as far as a dual boot configuration goes. It's not hard to do. I think at this point I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and we'll pick it back up again after first boot. And what I'm going to do after it first boots up, I'm going to install one piece of software so that I can do the screen capture thing, and then go from there. So this is actually, this, I'm going to end the video here. I'm not going to splice anything together. This is BR Tidwell 55, and stand by for part 2, and we'll call this series Installing and Configuring Ubuntu. Thanks for stand by for part 2.